Now, widespread sexual violence cast a shadow over Kenya's elections this year, according to a Human Rights Watch report. The report says the Kenyan government failed to prevent the attacks, properly investigate cases, and hold attackers accountable. The 31-page report highlights the often debilitating physical, mental, and social trauma of sexual violence against women during the recent elections. Now, many victims say their attackers were members of the security forces who carried guns, batons, and whips. The women and girls interviewed described brutal gang rapes, some taking place in front of family members, including young children. Well, Agnes Odhiambo is a senior researcher for Human Rights Watch specializing in women's rights. She joins me now from Nairobi. Thanks for speaking to us. The details in this report are deeply disturbing. And it's also important to note that the sexual violence isn't just perpetrated against women, as is mostly the case, but there are all sorts of victims here.
Yes. The investigations we conducted showed that there was a widespread sexual violence against women and girls, but there were also sexual attacks against men. And it is very concerning that many of these attacks were actually committed by police officers.
And talk more about that, the perpetrators of these assaults, and then why the violence on this level is being so widely ignored by politicians there.
Yes, it's a point of very big concern that for a very long time now, the Kenya government has failed to protect sexual violence around elections. We had similar violence during the 2007-2008 elections. Up to today, the government has not obtained justice for these women, and very few of them have been able to access medical treatment. And now we have documented similar patterns where, again, you have police as perpetrators, and where very many of the victims are facing serious challenges to be able to either go to hospital to get treatment or to go to the police to report these abuses, because they have very little faith in the police that they will investigate and bring to justice the attackers.
Now, you've made this link between the election cycle and the rise in sexual violence. Why? Why is there that link?
I think the problem is that the government has failed to address the problem, because if people commit crimes, the government does not come out strongly to condemn it, and the government does not put every effort to investigate and make sure the people who commit these crimes are prosecuted, then what will stop them from continuing to commit their crimes? You know, right now what's happening around elections is that supporters from various political parties are using sexual violence to punish what they call their opponent for the way they voted. They voted for someone they didn't like. So if the government does not come out strongly to say we will not tolerate and we will take action, then they will continue to use rape as a way of punishing women for the way they vote.
Okay. We'll leave it there for now. I'd like to thank you so much for joining us and speaking about this, this disturbing report.